If there was anyone but a journalist sitting here, they'd probably say, perhaps bankers deserve it. How do you react to that?
I hear a lot of it. I was in Davos 2 weeks ago, and there was a crescendo there. You pick up the newspapers every single morning in the West, more so than in India. I was pleasantly surprised over the last 2 days to find that the headlines talk about things other than greedy, evil bankers, which is a bit of a relief. I think with all honesty, there's no debate about the fact that banks did make mistakes.
So bankers are evil and greedy sometimes.
Nope. Sometimes I think all people can be greedy and evil, but the universal consensus that seems to be forming around bankers, I think, is a tad overdone.
But why is it that the political economy can't see it? There has to be some issue out there, right? Why is that in the quick rebound, banks want to make a big noise about that rebound and their ability to sort of deliver, whether it's in terms of quarterly numbers or bonuses, etc. The political economy certainly didn't like that display, do you think?
I think there were two factors. One, there is a need for genuine reform. There's no doubt about the fact that risk management practices at many banks were found wanting. The total amount of capital that was set aside versus the amount of risk banks were carrying was inadequate. Banks needed to be overhauled. Banking regulation needed to be overhauled. That's a very genuine process.
Sure.
It's a painful process. It'll mean banks have to go through a long and difficult period.
But it's still work in progress. I mean, we don't seem to have made sufficient progress on that subject yet, right? Regulation.
Banks have actually made tremendous progress on their own behalves. There's no doubt about the fact that the fourth quarter experience was traumatic enough for most banks that you've seen an incredible amount of change in the year 2009. Bank balance sheets have been cut in half, capital has been raised, bonus practices have been overhauled dramatically, risk management practices have been overhauled. In most banks, senior management has been overhauled. So the fact is, to say that this industry hasn't gone through change would be a complete misstatement. Clearly, politicians and, I guess, people feel that change is not sufficient and more needs to be done.